attest to the fact that quite a number of our officers are on TV, radios, trying to educate Ghanaians on the need to identify the right hemp that has been legalized and not confuse it with the cannabis of high THC. Uphold strict compliance with regulatory requirements. We will also maintain an open door policy that will encourage transparency of engagement, promote the highest standard of professionalism and its operation. In fact, NACO will completely adhere to technology. In fact, we have already gotten software that will assist us in the monitoring of and traceability of this whole value chain. Mind you, all those who will be fortunate to go into the industry, you will be issued ID cards. With this ID card, it will come with QR codes, such that even if our stakeholders, let me say the Ghana Police Service, they should be able to scan the QR codes, get the basic information from those cards. So it will make it so difficult for you to even duplicate or even impersonate the card.
I don't have anything to add. I respectfully and in all humility invite the Honorable Member of Parliament for Asawase, I think he likes that word, and my supervising minister, that's the Minister for Interior, to launch the program. After that, if you have any questions, we invite them. We have learned colleagues here who will help us to answer, and my minister is more prepared than ever to respond to all your queries. What we will accept is constructive criticisms and proposals, suggestions. We are not contesting ideas. We want to make it better for everybody and to help develop our country. So without much ado, and in all humility, Honorable Minister and MP for Asawase.
Cannabis, no. Not medicinal weed, medicinal cannabis. Consequently, the sale, purchase, possession, and the use of cannabis without authorization is a criminal offense in our country. What we have done through the Narcotics Control Commission Act 2023, Act 1100, and Narcotics Control Commission Cultivation and Management of Cannabis Regulation 2023, LI 2475, is to create a tightly controlled, transparent, and Ghanaian-owned framework for the cultivation and utilization of cannabis that have a negligible psychoactive effect. That is the cultivation and management of cannabis which has not more than 0.3% THC content on a dry weight basis for industrial purposes, for obtaining fiber, seed, or for medicinal purposes. This is our national laws. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by stating the obvious. The recreational use of cannabis remains illegal under Section 45 of Act 1019. For the avoidance of doubt, I have to just quote the two sections. Section 45, 1 and 2 states as follows. 1. A person who, without lawful authority, proof of which lies on that person, purchases a narcotic drug or plant with intention to sell or supply the narcotics drug commits an offense. A person who, without lawful authority, purchases a narcotics drug or plant for personal use commits an offense. So please, dealing with weed is still illegal. So don't confuse this with weed. Weed, they call it weed. Even though it's weed, they call it weed. So let me mention the way so they know what we are talking about. We are talking about weed. Weed is still illegal. What we are talking about here in this room. You can't cultivate it in the veranda. No, it has to be here. So it is site specific. In much the same way, it is also activity specific. There are 11 licenses. So you cannot come and take license for cultivation and tomorrow you are transporting. You say, but I've cultivated, how do I get it to the port? If you need to transport it, you have to get another license because there are regimes and guidelines to safeguard its movement. So if you are cultivating, you cultivate to a specific location, or if you are also going to transport, we have to give you a license to transport it. And these licenses are non-transferable. So you can't come in the name of Muntaka and take it and then tomorrow you go and give it General Mante that, oh, is this my partner? No. If you are partners, apply together and let us know you are in it together. So that if there are consequences, we'll hold you collectively responsible. So you cannot transfer it without express approval of the Minister for Interior. Ghana has also put in place in a strong safeguard measures in the implementation of the Cannabis Regulation Program. No cultivation or facility may be located within 100 meters of school or residential area. License. And here, I want to add, please, don't start writing to my office. We have created a portal that will be advertised at the end of this presentation. All applications are to go through that. We want to avoid the human interface so that we don't create guru boys in the corridor of Ministry of Interior. No. You have to do it online, which is transparent. You can track, you can see the stages, you can see where it has reached. If there are challenges, they'll get back to you, all through non-human interface. Licenses under the, if you want to process, you have to have a license for that. If you want to breed, you have to get a license. If you want to research into it, you have to get a license. If you want to set up a laboratory for testing, you have to get a license. You want to store it, you have to get a separate license. If you want to even transport it, you have to get a license for that. You want to import, you want to export, all that. The most interesting thing, and I know the media are here, you want to advertise this, you have to have license to even advertise it. So it's not something that you can just sit and tomorrow morning you start advertising because somebody has come to see you. No, you have to have a license to even advertise this. So there are 11 licenses regime under both the law and the regulations. To qualify for any of these,
Ministry of their plans of it being transferred to the Ministry of Trade and Business. Thank you.
Well, what do you call it? I'll start with yours. We give the license and make sure that you meet all the requirements for the processing. And if you are going to export, we have to give you the license because all the regime. So this is something that will be done completely from the Narcotics Control Commission, that's Ministry of Interior. But definitely, we are in a collaboration. We are working together as a team. If there are issues about ports, I will have to reach out to Ministry of Finance because customs are there. If it has to do with shipment, I have to talk to Minister for Transport. If it has to do with some bilaterals, we have to talk to Foreign Minister. So it's a whole government thing, except that we will be spearheading. But definitely when there are issues with anything, we'll have to look at the relevant agency and talk to them. And GL2 said, Nede Ghana, ubitumi at Bonsam Towers, I want to say, Tampene de Kaka on the beat. The Eke, Yamia Yadu, and the beautiful at Ayiru, Etmia Ayimu, Amane Yewo, a high Habaini Biwa, a dry woman. From and no yet media do it be you know be and no na buy I say Sanwa a mind be at Naya and now wait me to pon a do for so yes you to San and then say Bonsanta wana you know where or moton a ship and then the judge say will be at the ship and you know na enti uko towi na echiwa emra no bi obedi said na di nura saa na ne etina na obedi but we aye kan ina ne say ehihye wo ho a ade opeso we bia no uko bisa na Narcotics Control Commission obetumi aboa no ma church o ebia ne say opeso uzudua bi a efe no cultivation no ehun hihye wo ho there be opese osuso eja wo mu dua wi a ultimate voka etwe eko mia bia ye di huduma ehun hihye wo ade a efa edumade a ye kan yina ehun hihye wo enti wo ko Narcotics Control Commission office bia na wo beto omobo na o ma cheche wo ana ye ka say na say license no Minister for Interior yama enya ade a say wo ba be line wo Minister of Interior office sɛ wode wo krataa aba ɛyɛ ade a ɛwɔ abɛfo krataa no so a yɛfrɛ no portal a wɔn bɛkyerɛ ama obiara hu portals no wo apply a wobɛkɔ hɔ no wo click a ɛbɛkyerɛ wei a wɔpɛ sɛ woyɛ sɛbi a wɔpɛ sɛ wodua no ɛho nhyehyɛeɛ ni nti wobɛma obiara kenkan akyerɛ yɛsɛ wobɛdua a ɛna ɛde sɛ sei ɛna sei wote aseɛ wie a na wakɔtɔ voucher no ɛwɔ National Investment Bank anaasɛ wokɔ portal no so a wobɛtumi de wo card atua wokutua wie a na wafa wo form no a ɛwɔ wɔ no na wafele wofele wie a sɛ sɛ de narcotics control commission sɛ ɔmba bɛto ɔmo bɔ because ɛba me hɔ a ɛno ansɛ mepia ma ɔmo na ɔmo ato ɔmo bɔ na ɔmo afa mbra no na ɔmo ahwɛ nhyehyɛ no wadi so pɛpɛpɛpɛpɛpɛ ɔmo ebibi ewie a ɔmo o sɛ sɛ deɛ ase na si yɛhwɛ ne krataa no asase a ɔka sɛ ɔbɛdɔ so no yɛakɔhwɛ mmra a ɔsɛ ɛdɛm biara no wɔde ho dwuma obi a ɔbɛtɔ ɛfiri no hɔ wɔde ho dwuma kama eti ɛnam saa no minister sɛ sɛ deɛ obetumi ama certificate na ama sɛnsa certificate no ama na wakɔhyɛ dwumadie wohyɛ dwumadie no ase nso a ɛno ano sɛ wahyɛ dwumadie ase o ID card a ɔsɛ yɛn mma wɔn ne wɔ dwumayɛfo nyinaa no wɔn na wɔn bɛyɛ ana narcotics control commission edwumayɛfo no wɔn mo ba hɔ a ɛyɛ by force sɛ wɔn bɔ wɔn kan yɛ sɛ ɛtena 10 o'clock ɛbɛba tem bi a wɔn bɛ pie wɔ so sɛ masa bie wo greenhouse na ɔso wɔ bie deɛ